6, verse 24 to 26. So you'll see that a lot in this Bible verse or in these verses. So the first word in the verse, and if you know this Bible verse by heart in Hebrew, then you're just in an advantage, but you can still learn something maybe from what we are doing here. Now, I've had the great revelation from some people that they enjoy the Bible verse more than they enjoy the Hebrew classes, and it's okay if that is your case as well. That's why I do it at the end. Then you at least have to sit through my long, boring Hebrew class, and then you have the Bible verse in the end. But I incorporate everything that we learn in the lesson. I try to incorporate into the Bible verse, or actually other way around. I go and look at a Hebrew Bible verse and I see how can we learn things that will help us. And in this case, you will see this word starts with a yod and it ends in that cha, like we had mashlomcha in the beginning when we asked, how are you? So again, that idea of a word ending in a cha and a word beginning with a ye. Now that ye is actually the Hebrew for he will. It's the future tense for saying someone will do something. Like Isaac, Yitzchak, he will laugh. Yaakov, he will deceive. Yosef, he will add. Yehoshua, or Yeshua, actually, he will save. And Yisrael is actually man wrestling with God, but it has that same idea. And so we have this ye. And here the case is Yevarechecha. So the first word has two of these vowels in, and in both cases you pronounce them. Sometimes we don't pronounce these vowels, but in this case we pronounce them. So please pronounce these. Yevarechecha. Yevarechecha means he will, I'm going to write this with a bit of a thinner pen. He will bless you. So in the future, we're going to speak more about the Hebrew roots of words and so on. For instance, there's a root in here, bless, which are these three letters that I've circled. So the ye in the beginning is he, and the cha at the end is you, like mashlom cha. So, or actually the ye is he will. So the bless is the middle part. But the roots are not important for you right now. We're going to be doing that in the future, but it's something great for you to maybe see in here. So yevarechecha means he will bless you. Who is this he? The Bible tells us who is this he. Yod, he, vav, he. Yod, he, vav, he. Now, if you know this verse by heart, you will know that people translate this as Adonai. This is the exact same that we had in Psalm 23 in the previous session, which was Yod He Vav he, ro'i, lo echsar. Some people would take Psalm 23 and say, Adonai ro'i, lo echsar. So with this Bible verse, I will accept it if you send me a voice note with this and say, Yevarechecha Adonai, because I know people are used to saying Yevarechecha Adonai. But it's very difficult actually to give you an instruction on this because I don't want to teach you incorrectly. I don't want to teach you to say Yahweh. I don't want to teach you to say Yehovah. And so this Bible verse, if you want to say Adonai, go ahead. If you want to say Yahweh, go ahead. If you want to say Yehovah, go ahead. This is a Hebrew class. I'm not going to be going into the shenanigans of this and making it that it's a political thing of what the right pronunciation is. So we're used to hearing from recordings, Yevarechecha Adonai. And so if you want to use that, please go ahead. This is how the Jewish people would also say it. Adonai is the word for Lord in Hebrew. And so you just know it's the Lord translated with capital letters. That is what Adonai is. Because in English we say this verse, we say, may the Lord bless you. So we use the word Lord translated there. I don't prefer to use the word Lord, but now you know why we have this situation. In Psalm 23, people also say, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall have no lack, or I shall not want. Or so this is also referring again to Yod He Vav He. And this is one of our most difficult things because I don't want to make a bold statement saying, oh, it's Yahweh, you guys. Everybody say Yahweh, and then I may be using the name of God in vain. And so I don't want to go around telling people how to pronounce the name of God. I'd rather be on the safe side. So let us continue. So Yevarechecha, Yod He Vav He. And the next word starts with a Vav, but it's actually, again, a Yod word. So Yevarechecha, Yod He Vav He, and then we have is it going through correctly? Yeah. So the Ve in the beginning, we have had a few cases now of this, and we know by now that the Ve means and. And. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. And. Ve. So starting to translate this. He will bless you. Who is he? Yod He Vav He. And again, we have he will. If you look carefully, you see the yah in there, like we had with the first one. Yaakov, Yitzchak, Yosef, the yah. He will. He will. Who is this he? Yod He Vav He is this he. We're speaking about the same he the whole time. Ve Yishma, and then you see it has the same ending. And he will definitely do something to you. What is this that he will do to you? He will protect you. The English translation of this verse says, the Lord bless you and keep you. So the Hebrew word here is not the word keep, even though keep is okay. It's the word protect. And there's the root again, shamar. People also say this for Shabbat. Ani shomer Shabbat, I keep Shabbat. I protect Shabbat. So yevarechecha yodhevave veyishmarecha. So you see, he will, you have he will, you have he will, you have you have you. Same pattern throughout this chapter, throughout this verse. Yevarechecha yodevave v'yishmarecha. So this is a great piece to see how this biblical Hebrew works, and it's also still incorporated into modern Hebrew. So we use the same concept in modern Hebrew. Remember when we started in Hebrew 101, the modern Hebrew and biblical Hebrew have so much in common that if you're learning modern Hebrew, you're learning so much about biblical Hebrew. When you're learning biblical Hebrew, you're learning a lot about modern Hebrew. But if you can speak modern Hebrew, you can actually read the Bible easier. So I just want to remind you of that. This concept of he will is still used today in Hebrew. The concept of this cha at the end for you is still used today, like mashlomcha. What you maybe do realize is all of them say cha, so cha refers to the masculine, right? Mashlom cha. Mashlom mech is for a woman. So the Bible is mostly written in the masculine. It doesn't mean it excludes women. It's just because that's the base form of the Hebrew language. Okay. Yevarechecha yodevave veyishmarecha. Let's have a short word. And this is not me determining this. This is the Bible. So this one is a bit shorter. So again, it starts with the yod. Starts with that yod, which means he will. The yod, he will. He will do something. What will he do? Ya'er. Yevarechecha yodhevave v'yishmarecha ya'er. Ya'er means he will shine is actually the correct translation. The translation into English says he will make his light shine upon you, but it actually just says shine in Hebrew. He will shine, or he will light you. So we can do this. This isn't the case, it's a verb, eh? Light as in a verb, to make light. And that's why the translation says, and he will make his light shine upon you. It's completely okay. So, yevarechecha yodevave v'yishmarecha ya'er. And again, we have the name of God in here. So you guys are familiar with this by now. I don't need to explain it again, because 3 times in this Bible verse we have the name of God. So I'm just going to write Yod He Vav He. This is the second time. Here is the first time that we had it up here. Ya'er Yodevave Panav. Sorry, I'm getting carried away. So I'm reading ahead. I shouldn't do that. Excuse me. Forgive me. I just enjoy this Bible verse so much because when you look at the Hebrew, there is so much special things in here. Okay, and so if you see this word, you will recognize the yod in the middle there. It has nothing to do with he will. This has to do with his face. So if you look in the Bible, you read, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you. As we see, shine over here. So you can translate this as he will make his light shine, he will make light, he will make something, he will illuminate his face. And so there's so much in this verse hidden away if you look at the Hebrew. So the Hebrew for this is panav. Panav. This is not a nun sofit, it is a vav. A v. Panav. You don't pronounce the yod necessarily. It's just panav. Panav. His face. And again, you will see now with the next word, familiar, let's call it a familiar characteristic to the word. You have this, whoops. You have this cha at the end. Cha at the end of a word refers to you. You. So the English translated, and he will make his face shine upon you. So this could actually be on, or it could be the Hebrew to you. And again, the cha, you, cha, elecha, who make his face shine upon or on or towards you. I think towards is actually nice here. The Hebrew for towards and to is the same, so you can have either or. Make his face shine towards you. That's quite nicely said. So, Yevrechecha yodevave v'yishmarecha. Ya'er yodevave panav elecha. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you. Make the light of his face shine upon you. This is a special verse. And this is called the Aaronic Blessing. Let's go to the top and we just write it there. Aaronic Blessing. This is how Aaron, who as the high priest, was instructed to bless the children of Israel. Yevarechecha Yodevave Vishmarecha Yaer Yodevave Panav Elecha. And we're halfway there almost. It's quite a long verse. Now, this is an interesting piece because people pronounce this differently depending on their background, and I'd like to tell you about the options because some like to do it one way and some other way, so then you know. Do you see the V in the beginning again? What does V mean? V, we had it up here. V was and. So V and. Again, you have this yod in there, which means he will do something. He will do something. And he will. This is a difficult one to translate, and I'm going to translate it to the best of my ability. Cha, at the end, you see, you. So we need to add a verb in here, and the verb I would like to add is to say, and he will give grace to you. But the translation in your Bibles should say something like, and he will be gracious towards you. But I like the word grace separately almost. And he will give grace to you. Remember, you, cha, he will, the same yod in there. This Bible verse has the whole time the same thing over and over and over. This yod that is in there to represent he will, he will, he will. And this word is pronounced vi-chu-ne-cha. But in Hebrew, if you look at the original Hebrew, it has a dot in the chav sofit, which is interesting. And some people then say, no, then the chav sofit must make a k sound. Now, this is not used in modern Hebrew at all, but it's used in biblical Hebrew sometimes. So some people say, no, it's not vichunecha, it's vichuneka. Vichuneka. So I like the vichunecha, but the Jewish people mostly say vichuneka with the k and not the ch sound. So the little dot in there makes a little bit of trouble. So from the top, Yevarechecha, Yodevave, Vishmarecha, Yaer, Yodevave, Panav Elecha, Vichuneka, or Vichunecha. We're almost there. We're almost there. The one thing I want to show you from this verse is that the whole time we have the same thing going here, and that is this ye, ye, you. The whole time we have this yod in the beginning, which means he will, he will, he will. So here in this case, we have he will. And Yisa in Hebrew is actually the word for lifting something up or so. And in this case, we know it's referring to, and he will lift up his face. So we can say lift up. And the beautiful English is he will lift up his countenance upon you. But you see the Yisa, he will lift up. Who is this he? Again, Yod, He, Vav, He. V'yisa Yod, He, Vav, He. And then we have that same word that we've had earlier when we saw his face. Same word, panav, panav, referring to his face. Here we had panav, his face. It's just repeated, panav, his face. And if you like the word countenance, it's okay. You can say his countenance. I don't even think I know how to spell countenance right now. So I'm going to leave it out. He will lift up his countenance upon you. And we know the rest of this. This is a beautiful piece. Again, if you can't keep up with writing or reading, you're going to get this in the homework, so you can use this time just to enjoy the Hebrew, and then you can take the homework and go through the words. The same word we had earlier, elecha, as we had here, elecha. It's just repeating the same word, which we said means on or towards you. And now for the big finale, I'll write it all out. And we see the whole time this ve coming through in this verse. And it's a recurring thing because we have the whole time and. By this evening, if you don't know the word and in Hebrew, then I don't know if you're going to know it ever. Ve. And again, you see the ya, the yod in there. He will. Ve yasem. And he will put is the correct translation. Put. He will put. Ve yasem, and he will put lecha. And this is literally translated just as to you. because you see the cha again there. You, like mashlom cha, like yevarechecha, v'yichunecha, cha, cha, cha. We had a lot this evening. And this last word I can even write without the vowels. You guys will be able to read it. I won't write it without the vowels, but I can. Shalom. Shalom. I hope you guys know by now that shalom means peace, but just for in case, I will write it down there. Okay, so from the top, very slowly, I will say it. And this is a lot to go over and to work through. And then I just want to mention something about this verse. So, Yevarechecha yod hevave ve'yishmarecha. Ya'er yod hevave panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa yod hevave panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom. And again, if you guys want to send the recording to me where you're saying this and you want to substitute Yodevave for Adonai, I'm okay with that. If you want to substitute it for Yahweh, I'm okay with that, or Yehovah. I'm not going to tell you guys how to pronounce this. You can do it in your own special way. So, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, is how the Jewish people would say it, because they don't pronounce the name of God, the Yod He Vave. They prefer to say Adonai, like we have said earlier. So this verse is very special because Aaron is blessing the children of Israel to say, God will bless you. God will protect you. He will make his face shine upon you. He will be gracious unto you. God will do all these things, and he will then eventually give you peace. Or, well, if you read the Hebrew correctly, you actually see he will put peace on you. Ve'yasem lecha shalom. And so there's something in the Bible that has a similarity to this verse, but it's almost like it's the next step. And that's from Isaiah 61. No, Isaiah 61 is what Yeshua read in the synagogue. Or Isaiah 60 is what he read. Sorry. So Isaiah 61, arise, shine, for your light has come. And the words there have many similarities to what you have in the Aaronic Blessing, in the sense of that God in the Aaronic Blessing is doing all this for you, and now in Isaiah it's almost like it's expected of you to do these things. God will make his face shine upon you. God will shine things on you, but now there's a change in what is expected. Now you must shine. And it's almost like the children of Israel went through a time of training where they had to get light into their lives and then eventually get to the point where they themselves are shining something. And we know this through what Yeshua comes to tell us in Matthew 5 verse 16, where he says, let your light so shine before men, that people see your good works, but that our Father who is in heaven be glorified. And this is great steps that are taking place. And I don't want to say the Aaronic blessing is outdated. Please don't think that's what I'm saying. But there's a time where you need God the whole time to bless you, keep you, to make his face shine upon you. And then there's a time where you're giving back to him, where you're saying, okay, I will now let my light shine, that people will see my good works, but that you will be glorified. So it's not just receiving, because if you look at this verse, it looks like you're just sitting back and God must do everything. just receiving blessing, just receiving his face shining upon you, just receiving peace, and you don't have to do anything. And when I look at the Aaronic blessing, I say this is a starting point. Moses and Aaron is dealing with the people of Israel here, starting out their relationship and covenant with God, but they have to get to a point where they let their light shine, where they are the light to the world. This is what's the message of Abraham. Your family will be a blessing to the world. Not only will you be blessed, you will also be a blessing. So I'm going to say this verse once very slowly again, and I know I took a lot of your time, extra time this evening. So thank you for staying with me throughout this, and I'm going to send this notes to you so that you can practice reading Numbers 6 verse 24 to 26. And if you have any trouble, please send me a WhatsApp or contact me and I can help you. But this is a fun verse and it's an exciting verse. But please don't stay at this place where you just feel like you need to receive. This is what Numbers 6 verse 24 to 26 is saying. Be at the place where you say, I'm going to give back something to the Father. I'm going to let my light shine for him so that he can receive something through me. And that is glory from other people. So let's say it from the top. Yevarechecha yodevave ve'yishmarecha. Ya'er yodevave panav elecha ve'chuneka. Yisa yodevave panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom. I hope you enjoyed that. I always enjoy working through the Hebrew scriptures with people. We have a lot of this material available on Kol Kala. If you'd like to visit our website, kolkala.com, you can see more of this. And also, if you are interested in Hebrew classes, to learn Hebrew, to read and write, speak Hebrew, you can actually write to me at Tiaan@HebrewPeople.com, and I will help you to get to a place where you will be able to read and write and maybe join a class and so on. For us, it's a tremendous blessing to be part of people's lives in this sense, and I hope then that we will speak to you soon. If you're interested in supporting us financially, people often ask us, you can visit HebrewPeople.com and you'll see there's a donate button, and you can click on that donate button and you'll see that all the banking details are there. But we appreciate all of you, and as we say in Israel, Shalom.